Participation of most of the unions right across the board, from the prison officers to the guards to everybody else, has been privatised. It was very representative group of unions. That was about 300 people, and a lot of people here attended that. And we've had a lot of coverage in local papers. You can see it in Parramatta Sun, Parramatta Advertiser. A lot of the disabled people have come out, the Disabled Association have come out, because these cuts are closing stations and cutting the staff are a real threat to the disabled community and disabled access to public transport, which is a very important issue in any community. And there's also young people, the problems with their access to stations late at night, elderly people, and well, just the community in general. You know, an unsafe situation at stations is going to be created by closing them early, having no staff at all on any stations, and that's our main campaign at the moment. We're trying to embarrass the government into rethinking these cuts. They're going around and doing them regardless of even what the union is doing. As you've just referred to, our union is doing very little, and the government's managed to ignore it, what little it's done, and has gone ahead very hard on these cuts. And they're saying they're not losing any staff. However, they're putting them into a pool where those staff will eventually leave because they've got no particular jobs. But they'll close the station, they'll cut the hours, they'll produce less service, but say that they're not cutting staff. And you write to the local MP, and that's what they'll give back with government policy, that we're not cutting staff. But in reality, what's actually happening is an actual sack yourself, because a lot of those people who go into pools where they're doing nothing will eventually leave, and so that's their method. The other thing is that the community campaign is important. I think that we need to get a lot of people going to the local members, and we've got our leaflet there which we'll give out to everybody about this, that suggests a few things you can do, like writing to a local member, writing to local papers, any papers you can get a letter into, it'd be good, and so forth. So, does anybody else want to say?